Hi there, and welcome to Adil. Sorry, guys, I know that you're already bored of a lot of presentation, and I'm sure our presentation will be very interesting and attractive and easily to understand. I'm sorry, guys, I'm just trying to make fun so you guys can icebreak or whatever. So me and my team are going to present to you an amazing topic that's really hurting a lot of companies, big companies in data breach and all these things. So me and my team. So my name is Adil, and we have Hasan and Nageswara and Belal are going to present to you the topic of exploring SQL vulnerabilities with SQL Map. So in this presentation, we will explore how the SQL Map can be used to detect and exploit SQL vulnerabilities in databases, protect your data against potential cyber attacks by understanding how hackers may exploit your database. The reason we chose this topic is that as businesses rely increasingly on digital data storage, databases are becoming a prime target of cyber attacks. By presenting on SQL vulnerabilities, we hope to raise the awareness of these issues and inspire businesses to take proactive steps to secure their data. So join us to learn how to protect your database against potential attacks. The first thing we will talk is about introduction to the SQL vulnerabilities. We have three things here. The first one is, what is SQL injection? SQL injection is a type of cyber attacks in which malicious SQL code is inserted into a vulnerable database. Now, how this SQL injection works? The SQL injection attacks are carried out by taking advantages of poor coding practices. What I mean by poor coding practices is that, those who are the website developers or the builders, sometimes they are really poor, that they are not more educated in terms of security. So they don't secure their databases. So which allowing the database to execute the injected SQL code. That's leading because of the poor coding practices. So why it is important to know about SQL vulnerabilities? The reason why, because SQL vulnerabilities can lead to a data breaches and loss of valuable information. It is important to know how these vulnerabilities work to protect your data. Now we will go to the next thing that will be explained by my colleague Nageswara.
Thanks, Adil. As my colleague Adil is speaking to you about SQL injection vulnerabilities, we do require a tool that can detect and address these vulnerabilities. So for that purpose, we are using SQLMap, a tool which has many features and benefits within. Let me introduce you what all the benefits that it has. First of all, it is an open source, and that's used in pen testing. That is an automation tool to detect, exploit SQL injection flaws and taking over database services. As you see, it's an all-in-one package that can detect, address, and automated tool to detect, to exploit SQL vulnerabilities. It is a tool that can increase the security of your database, by which I mean you can scan your database in regular intervals using this SQL map tool, which can identify any threats or vulnerabilities or cyber attacks to your database so that you can save and secure your databases. Next, it also has high efficiency because it's an automated tool. It can save you time and energy on return on investment, and it can win over the manual methods. Further to efficiency, it is also highly user-friendly due to its user interface that comes with many features which are very likely, which are loved by the pen testers. Now, having this tool, how you go about using this? Once you install this tool into your system, you need to scan your database. How do you scan your database? You need a URL for a website, or you need a database. I mean, like a existing, like a database web servers. So for that, you use a command -u as a command prompt that will provide the URL for the database, the targeted database to be scanned. Or you can use -tor parameter if you wish to scan a website using proxies. Now, once you scan your database using SQL Map, you would get the results. And in case if SQL map identifies any SQL injection or any vulnerability, then you need the tool to take appropriate action. So the action could be dumping a database or dumping a table or dumping specific columns. For that, we can use -d as a database, -dump or -c for a particular column. These tool just not come with only scanning or dumping databases. It also has great variety of other basic features. It can recognize password hash formats and support for cracking them using a dictionary based. It can support various databases, and it can also support to enumerate users, password hashes, privileges, roles, databases, tables, and columns. Just till now, what we discussed are the basic usage or basic features. Now we will get on to the advanced techniques that will be explained by my colleague Bilal.
Thank you, Nageswara. Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about the advanced SQLMap techniques. First, I'll talk about the perimeter tampering. Perimeter tampering is an advanced technique that can be used to change the structure of the SQL query, making it more difficult for traditional defense to detect. Blind SQL injection. Blind SQL injection is an advanced SQL injection technique where the attacker is not able to see the results of the injected code. Privilege escalation. Privilege escalation is the process of increasing the level of permissions that a user has to gain greater access and control over the database. Now I'm going to talk about the real-world examples of exploiting SQL vulnerabilities with SQLMap. Widespread vulnerabilities. SQLMap has been used to exploit vulnerabilities in many high-profile cases, including the 2015 Ashley Medicine data breach. Now I'm talking about the dangerous consequences. The Equifax data breach in 2017 was caused by an SQL injection vulnerability that went undetected by their security team. This mistake cost the company millions of dollars. Preventing future attacks. By understanding how SQL map can be used to exploit SQL vulnerabilities, we can take measures to prevent similar attacks from happening in the future. Thank you. Now, my colleague Hasan.
Thank you, Belal. I would like to focus now on defense against the SQL injection attacks. There are three key ingredients we should focus on. First is the detection, the other one is the monitoring, and third one is restricting access. Let's briefly speak about detecting vulnerabilities. It is imperative that we conduct regular testing to ensure that the vulnerabilities in the databases are immediately detected and resolved in a much timely manner. So the key over here is regular testing. With respect to monitoring, it is imperative that the data that the users are handling, it's clean, sanitized, and encrypted. So clean, sanitized essentially means secure. Encryption plays a key role when we store data in a database. Moving to our restriction of access. You see, when you have limited access enabled on a database, it is much better administration with respect to authorization of personnel. So we can keep a closer eye and ensure that the sensitive information is secure and properly encrypted. In the end, the happy ending that we are looking for essentially is only going to happen once we understand the implications of this exploitation. So SQL injection attacks essentially have a devastating impact when it comes to financially and reputationally wise on an organization. The demonstration of the SQL map ensures that the potential dangers can be eliminated in a much timely manner. SQL map is an effective tool not only for detection, but also limiting the exploitation of SQL vulnerabilities in databases, which can surely have serious implications on, like I said, on a company's reputation and financial well-being. With respect to next steps, We suggest that regular testing be implemented to enhance the security of our databases and prevent potential breaches. And lastly, with the recommendation, we should look for good cybersecurity talent. So to ensure that they can maintain our networks and databases in accordance to cybersecurity guidelines and strengthen our authentication protocols and overall ensure the security of an organization. This is imperative. This is important. I hope you liked our presentation. Once again, thank you so much for your time and attention.
Presentation number 110. Sorry, delete this.
Delete this.
Repeat.
Please.
So that's how the SQL injection is
Vulnerabilities. Which dangerous consequences. Now I'll talk about the dangerous consequences. Oh my gosh.
Between consequences and vulnerabilities.
And thank you. Sorry.
Please subscribe and like.
Thank you. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Please subscribe this group for disastrous presentations.
I hope we have made the ice break so that you guys will be interesting and active listening to the other amazing presentation coming on by our other colleagues. Thank you for watching.